All right, Shalom. Bear with me one moment, just checking the feed, and we'll get started. All right, Shalom. Shalom, Shalom. Before I get started with this live lesson, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Double salutations to all you Akim out there laboring. The house of David, the elect, that's pushing this word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom to you, brothers. I'm back at you with another live lesson through the Holy Spirit, the Rakah Kwadash. All right. The name of this lesson or this live show is Flying Objects, Chariots, World War III. Many distractions are happening. Stay focused. All right. And we're going to get into that, Lord willing. This quick live lesson be edifying. There's a lot of distractions that's going on out there. Remember, we're in the midst, as we talked about at camp yesterday with the South Carolina Midlands brothers. It's a lot of distractions going on right now. You got this damn Super Bowl that's supposed to be today or tonight. All right. Right after that, you have Valentine's Day. We just came off the Grammys, the All-Star game, all these different events. And as we said, the timing was perfect for all this stuff because there's a lot of shit that's going on behind the scenes dealing with World War III, this war in Ukraine. All right. NATO, America. It just came out that even though this is information that we knew about a couple months ago, that America was behind the destruction of the Nord Stream pipelines, 1 and 2, and it's confirmed, that America was behind that. You see what I'm saying? So it's so much going on right now. So you have to stay focused, man. All right. So let's get into that. Like I said, I pray that this lesson is edifying. We're going to start with this video here that came out a couple hours ago. All right. Because there's a lot of information out there about flying objects, the government shooting objects out of the sky, spy balloons coming from China and Russia, and satellites that are being taken out of the skies. There's a lot of shit, a lot of confusion, so we know that Esau is up to something major is going to happen. All right. So we're keeping our eyes glued to prophecy, and we're paying attention to these different events that are coming across the media, so let's get into that, man. We'll grab some scriptures. All right. This is from CNN News. Retired colonel has theory why so many unidentified objects are being spotted.
Colonel Layton, what is going on? This is the latest incident, this third shoot down of a craft. First was a balloon. Now we have these unidentified objects in a week. What are your thoughts as you're looking at all of this? Is this, these things are shot down as an abundance of caution, and, they're on our radar screen and we're looking for them because it's top of mind? Or is there something more to be concerned about here?
Well, I think, Jim, the big thing is that obviously there's heightened awareness now at this point. So, you had the incident a week ago where we shot down the Chinese surveillance balloon, who were pretty convinced that that's exactly what that was. And then we start seeing all these other objects. Clearly, the radar operators for NORAD are very sensitive now to anything that even looks remotely like an unusual object in the skies. And the fact of the matter is when you look at where these other two objects, the second and the third object, where they were. The second one was near Prudhoe Bay, which is a major energy production area for the United States. And then you look at the third one over the Yukon, also rich in resources. So there are all kinds of possibilities here. Could it be a weather balloon? Absolutely. Are there other things that it could be? Yes. We just have to really find out exactly what kinds of things these are. But it's very clear that at least in one one instance, we've had a testing of the American and Canadian air defense systems. In the other two instances, that could also be the case, and so we have to really assess where these came from and what the capabilities of these objects are.
Is it a little strange that we're about a day or more than a day since the shooting down of that object over Alaska, off the coast of Alaska yesterday? We still haven't been told by the government what it is.
Yeah, that is a bit strange. Although I guess we have to keep in mind that it's a very remote location. I've been up there in that area once in my Air Force career, and it is bleak.
It's the end of the world.
It is literally the end of the world,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, it is the end of the world. All right, it's the end of you devil's world, man. The end of the age of the Edomite, man. All right, they could laugh and joke and try to keep a serious frame, but at the end of the day, in Esau's spirit, he's worried, man. All right, and we're gonna get more into it because I want to say this too. The brother Bakwara Mathi did a lesson not too long ago entitled "Did the U.S. just shoot down a UFO?" All right, and these damn devils ain't shooting down. They're not taking out no chariots, man. All right, so don't, like I said, don't get distracted. It's a lot of distractions, a lot of things that are being thrown out there. All right, on top of the bread and circus that's being fed to the people, but it's a lot of things to sow confusion, man. Okay, because we're at the end, and World War III is happening behind the scenes, man. Whether it be via drones or whatnot, but it's a lot of war stuff that's going on that's not really being fully disclosed. All right, to the public. That's one thing we do know. All right, so just stay focused. All right, something is brewing. All right.
It's one of those areas where it's very hard to get all the rescue missions in there and the retrieval missions. So to do the forensic analysis that is being conducted now on the Chinese surveillance platform, that is going to take some time. And also keep in mind, it's a long distance from Quantico if they choose to bring it to Quantico again. So that's another reason why they probably don't know exactly what it is yet. And once that happens, it will probably take a week or two before we get some idea of what these two last objects actually are.
And what about this element of Natasha Bertrand's reporting that the pilots had differing accounts as to what they saw? And this one particular piece of information that she just reported again a few moments ago, which I think might be giving some people the willies, which is that the pilots could not ascertain as to what the propulsion system was of this particular object.
Yeah, so Jim, these
the pilots
the pilots as they fly by very quickly, they've got a few seconds to take a good look at this craft or whatever object this is. And in some cases, what's called a misrep is what they report that the pilot submits to headquarters and to the intelligence shop. And when they look at that, then they can determine it's basically an eyewitness account of a car crash or something similar to that. And when you look at that, then you start piecing together, okay, this is what they saw, and then you combine that with the actual forensic evidence of the pieces and parts that we're able to gather from these incidents, and then we can perhaps better ascertain whether or not there really was a propulsion system, whether it just flew along with the wind stream, or if there was some other aspect to this that we don't know about. Are there technologies that are being used that we don't understand yet? All of that is possible, unlikely, but possible, and so those are the things we have to consider.
And the possibility that we might have a foreign power like China or Russia sort of poking and prodding with these objects, how concerning is that from a national security standpoint?
So these are the kinds of things.
These are major no-nos, aren't they?
Well, we do that all the time.
Yeah.
We do it to them, they do it to us. But here's the no-no part. We don't overfly their territory. They have, in these cases, overflown our territory. If it is, in fact, the objects 2 and 3 are, in fact, from either China or Russia. We know that in the case of the first object, the balloon, obviously the Chinese did that. That was the big no-no. So the way things run in the reconnaissance world now is, yes, you test the systems, but you don't overfly the systems, the air defense systems of an adversary.
Don't get caught.
And you certainly don't get caught, not like Francis Gary Powers back in the early 1960s, who definitely got caught. The rules have changed since then, so we don't do that kind of thing anymore. Now, when it comes to these kinds of assessments, yes, the Chinese and the Russians are obviously obviously always testing our air defenses. It's very logical that they did this again. Let's see if the facts bear that supposition out.
All right. So, I believe that it's Yahweh Shem Shai and the angels in the midst that's terrorizing these devils, man. In the midst of all of this going on, because we are at the point of World War III. All right. The chariots are here. They're being seen, man. All right. And I wanted to bring this out before I get the scriptures. All right. This came out almost this back in January 19th, 2023. All right. This is from thehill.com. It says 10 reasons to take so-called UFOs seriously. Because remember, the chariots of Yahweh Shem Shai are a national threat to this man's system. All right. Just as a I want to say a few years ago, whatnot, they finally started to declassify the information concerning the chariots, what the world calls UFOs or UAPs. All right. So let's just bring a little bit of this out. All right. So reading this article, it says, in recent years, military aviators frequently encountered mysterious objects in tightly controlled training airspace. And this is the same thing that's going on right now. All right. It says, according to eyewitnesses' accounts and leaked sensor data, the craft appeared to exhibit flight dynamics that bent, if not shattered, the laws of physics. You see that? Okay. This is the power. All right. The force. Okay. In most notable incidents, objects appeared to maneuver and move through the air without wings or discernible means of propulsion. All right. And the scriptures tell us, let's get that real quick. What is that? Psalms 104. All right. Psalms 104 and was it verse 2? Psalms 104 and verse 3. And it reads, it says, who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters, all right, the Shemayim, the heavens, the skies, who maketh the clouds his chariot. You see? Who walketh upon the wings of the wind, all right? And this is how these angelic vehicles move through the heavens. All right? Who maketh the clouds his chariot, man. All right. So there wasn't, as we're reading, there wasn't any propulsion behind these vehicles. All right. It says, if not shattered the laws of physics. Okay. These vehicles are not of this realm. They're not of this world. And they're acknowledging that. Okay. We're dealing with the power, the heavenly host, the forces, man, the angels. It says the years since the encounters became public have seen numerous developments that should prompt us to take UFOs seriously. It says, number one, military pilots and other service members reported more than 500 additional UFO incidents. Some appear to demonstrate highly advanced technology. Right? You think Esau's shooting chariots out the sky? You out of your damn mind, man. Right? Don't take the bait, man. All right? It says in 2019, intense congressional interest led the U.S. Navy to institute a formal UFO reporting mechanism. Since then, aviators and other service members have reported a staggering 510 UFO encounters, including some historical incidents dating as far back as 1996. It says, of the 366 recently reported UFO encounters, about half remain unidentified. A previous assessment identified only one out of 144 UFO reports. All right, that's the spirit. Okay, a previous assessment identified only one out of 144 UFO reports. All right, hey, the Lord has given us those signs, man. Those signs and tokens. Okay, the Lord is here. He's speaking. He's making his presence known amongst the heathen. Right? It says, despite many of the mysterious objects registering on multiple sophisticated sensor systems, such as spy satellites, radar, and infrared video, the majority of the 510 military UFO reports remain unidentified. All right, let me read this last paragraph and we'll grab some scriptures. All right. and I'll just jump through the numbers, all right, after I read this. But it says, according to intelligence analysis, some of the objects appear to demonstrate, quote, unusual flight characteristics or performance capabilities. Some cases, according to the U.S. government, require further analysis, all right, because they ain't got the answers, right? It says, moreover, some UFOs appear to remain stationary in winds aloft, move against the wind, maneuver abruptly, or move at considerable speed without discernible means of propulsion, all right? It says, despite heavy redactions, declassified UFO reports make clear that fighter pilots are frequently left stunned and exasperated by such encounters. All right, they're wooed. They can't explain it. Okay, they don't have any answers for this. All right, but the talk is what this is a craft from Russia and China. This is what they're trying to say. But we know that the Lord and the angels are in the midst. All right. So it says, number 2, Congress is taking UFOs extremely seriously. All right. Because these devils know, as the scriptures we're going to get into, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the earth. All right. The chariots, the side of the chariots equaled the demise of Esau's kingdom, man. All right. 3, government officials are making eyebrow-raising statements about UFOs because the information is coming out. They can't hide it. They can't suppress it no more. People see them. People want to know answers. They want to know the truth. All right. And the men of the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shah, the prophets are here to give you the truth. Okay. We're telling you what's up. 4, scientists are interested in the UFO phenomenon and have been for decades. And I'll post this article in the description box. It says public analysis corroborate eyewitnesses' accounts of UFOs exhibiting remarkable technology. Man. Man. Okay. It says credible sources. Okay. It says credible sources observed UFOs for decades. 7, an intra-government battle over UFOs may be brewing. All right. Because, hey, prophecies tell you, Revelation 12, that there's going to be a war in heaven. All right. Satan and his angels are going to fight against the Lord and his angels. It says the government UFO hunt may have already hit national security pay dirt. UFOs are a fiercely bipartisan issue. 10, it says UFOs are an intriguing mystery with potentially profound implications. All right, because his ass is about to get destroyed, man. All right, before I get this scripture, let me get that one in the Apocrypha. All right, bear with me. That's in Salakia. What does that scripture say? That's Sirach 36, right? Bear with me 1 second. Let's see. Beautiful. Okay, this is Sirach 36, or Ecclesiasticus chapter 36, and verse 1, and it reads, it says, have mercy upon us, O Lord, power, Yahweh Shema Shah of all, and behold us, and send thy fear upon all the nations that seek not after thee. Lift up thy hand against the strange nations, and let them see thy power. And this is what the Lord is doing. Okay, he's allowing his power to manifest as being seen. The technology that these chariots possess. All right, Esau doesn't have an answer. All right, the technology is not of this world. Okay, as we were reading in that article, 10 reasons, right? 10 reasons to take UFOs seriously. All right, this is our power, man. All right, Yahweh Shema Shai is visiting the heathen, these devils, man. Okay. Sirach 36, or Ecclesiasticus chapter 6 and verse 4. All right, it says, and as thou wast sanctified in us before them, so be thou magnified among us, Salakia, so be thou magnified among them before us, right? And let them know thee as well, and let them know thee as we have known thee, and there is no God but only thou, O power. Show new signs, right? Are we not seeing the signs? show new signs, and make other strange wonders. All right. The chariots, they can reappear, disappear, change flight. You know, they're not bound to the laws of physics as we read. All right. The laws of gravity, if you will. Make other strange wonders, glorify thy hand and thy right arm. And who is that? Yahushua, man. That they may set forth thy wondrous works. It says, raise up indignation and pour out wrath, take away the adversary and destroy the enemy. Sake the time short, all right? Make the time short, remember the covenant, and let them declare thy wonderful works. Let him that escapeth be consumed by the rage of the fire, and let them that perish that oppress the people. Verse 10, the point, smite asunder the heads of the rulers of the heathen that say there is none other but we, all right? So you're getting ready to encounter the true power of all heaven and earth, man. That's what's going on right now as we are in the midst of this World War III, this inevitable destruction, right? Isaiah 31 and 3, and it reads, it says, for the Egyptians are men and not God, and their horses flesh and not spirit. All right. See, these are the heavenly hosts. This is the heavenly forces out here, man. Okay. You Egyptians, you Esau's military, they're men. All right. They're not the power. Their horse is flesh, not the spirit. Right. When the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai, shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that is hoping shall fall down, and they shall all fail together. All right. Let's read this again in the NLT. All right. Isaiah 31 and 3 in the NLT. All right. It says, for these Egyptians are mere humans, not God. Their horses are puny flesh and not mighty spirits. All right. You dealing with the angels, man. All right. The heavenly forces. When the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai, raises his fist against them, those who will help will stumble, and those being helped will fall. They will all fall down and die together. All right. And that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. All right. When the Lord fully magnifies his power. Okay. That's what's coming, man. All right. Esau, his hegemony is going to be destroyed. Okay. The Lord is visiting the world which he made, man. Okay. This is why there's 10 reasons. All right. 10 reasons to take the so-called UFOs, chariots very seriously. All right. Esau knows what's up. The devils also believe and tremble. Right. Zechariah chapter 5, verse 1, and it reads, the flying scroll. Right. And what is that? The chariots. Zechariah 5 and 1, it says, then I turned and lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. All right. And there's certain videos out there that show the chariots actually look like a roll in the sky. You know, they come in different shapes and sizes and forms. All right. But this is dealing with the so-called UFOs, the chariots, man. Zechariah 5 and 2, and he said unto me, what seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. All right. And I was looking this up, and I believe this the math equated to about 30 feet wide, 30 feet long, 15 feet wide, I think. Let me see if I got it pulled up. I thought I had it pulled up here. All right. Zechariah 5 and 2. Such scrolls for writing were usually longer than they were broad. It says the roll was very large to show what a number of curses would come upon the wicked. All right. Salakia. I thought I had it up. Right. So, but yeah, I remember it was saying about 30 feet long to about 15 feet wide. And that's looking from the ground up. All right. This is what Zechariah saw, just giving you that description briefly here. All right. Reading on Zechariah 5 and 3. And it reads, it says, then he said unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. So the fact that these chariots are being seen all over the earth, right, in real time and in quality footage, all right, this is the curse, man. This is this proves that we are leading to America's destruction, man. All right, the Lord said he was coming with the chariots. Let's get that too. Before I go back, Isaiah 66 and 15. All right, Isaiah 66 and 15. And it reads, it says, for behold, the Lord Yahweh Shemawashai will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind. All right. A whirlwind brings destruction and chaos. And that's what the chariots are going to do. Right. For behold, the Lord Yahweh Shemawashai will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind to render his anger with fury and his rebukes with flames of fire. See? This is why this system, this government is taking the so-called UFOs seriously, because they know what's coming. All right. Independence Day, War of the Worlds, right? All these Hollywood directors, all right, they get their ideas from the scriptures. This is what's coming. This is what the future beholds. Isaiah 66 and 16, it says, for by fire and by his sword with the Lord, Yahweh Shemawashai plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord, Yahweh Shemawashai, shall be many, right? Many are going to be destroyed. But this is part of the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. Zechariah 5 and 3 says, then said he unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side according to it, and everyone that sweareth shall be cut off as on that side according to it. Verse 4, I will bring it forth, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shemawashai of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief. All right. And what is the house of the thief? America. All right. America represents the house of the thief. This is where you Israelites, all right, the tribes are in captivity at. The prison house. Okay. And it shall enter into the house of the thief, and into the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name. All right. Because remember, in 1983, all right, they swore in of the Bible being the law of the land under Ronald Reagan. Right. So now the Lord is going to hold you accountable. Okay. They swear on the Bible, right? Do they not swear on the scriptures, the Bible, but they don't uphold any of the law, statutes, commandments, any ways of the scriptures, man? So essentially, this devil swears falsely by his name, and it shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof, right? Because not only are the missiles going to do work on this place, all right, but the chariots, all right, they're going to issue forth those lasers, all right, that concentrated fire that's going to aid into the destruction of Babylon, America, man. And they know that. Hell, they got video footage of the chariots issuing forth that fire, all right, those lasers. I just want to read this in the NLT, Zechariah 5 and 4. It says in the NLT, it says, and this is what the Lord, Yahweh Shemawashai of heaven's army says, I am sending this curse into the house of every thief and into the house of everyone who swears falsely using my name. And my curse will remain in that house and completely destroy it, even its timbers and stones. All right. So this place is going to go out violently and terribly. All right. With fire. Right. Reading on. Okay. It says, verse 5, then the angel that talked with me went forth and said unto me, lift up now thy eyes and see what is this that goeth forth. All right. The point. Okay. This is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. Right. Real quick. 2nd Ezra chapter 13, starting at the top here. All right. Just getting straight to the point. Because as we said, all right. Go back. Hold on. Bear with me. I'm just going to let this pass. But as we were saying earlier, man, you know, Esau is not shooting down any of the chariots of Yahweh Shemawashai, man. Okay. This is all bullshit and distractions, man. Okay. 2nd Ezra chapter 13 in verse 1, and it reads, it says, and it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea, all right, the heavens, that it moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. Who's that man? Yahushua, man. That man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven, the angels. And when he turned his countenance to look, all things trembled that were seen under him. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth felleth when it filleth the fire. All right. So when the Lord speaks, okay, his voice, all right, is going to come forth that fire, man. Like it showed you in Independence Day, man, when they were on the top of that Empire State Building, right, and they were trying to welcome the aliens, all right, and the Lord opened his mouth, right, and that laser beam came down. Hold on, let me add on to that. All right, Isaiah. That's Isaiah. Whenever the voice went out of his mouth. All right, Isaiah 30 and verse 30, real quick. All right. It's Isaiah chapter 30, verse 30, and it reads, it says, and the Lord, Yahweh Shemawashai, shall cause his glorious voice to be heard, and shall show the lightning down of his arm with the indignation of his anger, and with the flame of a devouring fire, with scattering and tempest and hailstones. So yeah, that's that laser beam. That's that concentrated fire. All right. When the glorious voice of the Lord is heard, he's going to issue down that fire, as we're reading, man. Same thing as they showed you in the movie, right? You know, so all they that burned that heard his voice, like as the earth felleth when it filleth the fire. See? Verse 5. And after this, I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea, that came out of the skies. All right, because the Lord is going to appear in the midst of World War III. All right, which we're in the midst of it now. Right. But this thing is getting ready to go nuclear in due time. And that's how we know in the spirit that our salvation is really nearer than we believe, man. All right. A lot of shit is going on behind the scenes, man. All right. This could be the year. Lord's will, you know. Verse 6, it says, but I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it. All right. So Ezra was saying, he was describing the fathership, all right, that Yahushua rode upon as a great mountain. Imagine that. All right. Imagine looking up into the sky and seeing a chariot the size of a mountain floating in the sky. All right. People are going to instantly give up the spirit and bug out. Right. But that's what's coming. All right. The Heavenly Father, the fathership, Yahushua, the host of angels. All right. They're going to blot out the skies, man. Verse 7, but I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. And after this, I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, yet durst fight. All right, because the Lord is going to put the spirit on these nations, these militaries, to fight against Yahushua and the angels when he appears. They're going to turn from fighting each other, and they're going to turn and fight against Yahushua and the angels. And that's why when you go back to that speech from Ronald Reagan, you know, he made the speech. He said, if the planet Earth was threatened by alien force, he said, will we not all come together to fight against it? Okay. So these devils have been preparing for this day. Right. Verse 9, it says, and lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held a sword, nor any instrument of war. But only I saw that he had sent out of his mouth, as it had been a blast of fire. You see, that's straight out of the Independence Day scene. Okay, when that fire came down and melted New York. right? But only I saw that he had sent out of his mouth as had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath. Out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. That's that concentrated fire, man. That laser beam, right? Verse 11. And they were all mixed together, you see? And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up, every one, so that upon a sudden an innumerable multitude, nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. So Ezra saw this. Okay, he saw the end. He saw these militaries get dusted off. Right? He said he couldn't see nothing, but only the dust and the smell of smoke. He said, when I saw this, I was afraid, man. All right. The Lord is coming to beat these nations into powder, into dust. All right. So that's pretty much how it's going down, man. You know, so there's a lot of shit going on, man. As I said, you know, Esau's not shooting down any UFOs, no chairs, nothing like that, man. It's, you know, you know, drones, balloon satellites, you know, it's little, you know, tit for tat war things going on behind the scenes through the spirit, man. Right. But yeah, like the brother said, just reading this comment, which was a good point. You know, in about 1 week, this is from the King's Doorkeeper 144 Khan. In about 1 week, there was a major earthquake, which we seen out there in Turkey, which is what, like 20,000 and counting, right? The Grammy Awards, Super Bowl, Valentine's Day, definitely a bloody sacrifice for a major event to happen. And that's the spirit. You know, something's getting ready to go down, man. So that's like I said, just don't be distracted. Okay? Many distractions going on, you know, just be focused, man. All right? But yeah, I just wanted to bring that out. You know, I pray that this quick live lesson was edifying, man. It's getting ready to go down. Yahweh Shem Yahushai is making his presence known amongst these devils, man. So hey, call Halayim La Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Hey, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth, and double salutations to all you Akim out there laboring in the house of David, the elect, that's pushing this word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Hey, shalom to you brothers and all you sincere believers out there. Hey, shalom.